go.
Streaming from South Africa to the world. This is the Stonks Go Moon podcast. What just happened? We break it down so you don't have to.
Welcome everyone to the Stonks Go Moon podcast. My guest today, CEO at Metanomic, founder at carbon-based Lifeforms, Europe's leading futurist, Theo. Welcome to the pod. You had one request? No, sorry. You had two requests. One was that you could curse as much as you want, and the other one was that no questions beforehand, just a chat about whatever you want. And I said, hey, 50th episode, let's go, let's do this. I recently sat down with Andrew Pancholi talking about cycles, and I want to know, first of all, from you, you've been in the industry for a long time, where are we exactly in this tech cycle?
Yeah, I mean, I've been in the tech industry for 20 years, and I've seen cycles, coming and going. I mean, that's we're just literally in another cycle.
Okay.
What's interesting is that blockchain and crypto adds an extra element of fun and security to it, and it's just another set of technologies that could maybe bring about another cycle of change for the concept of the metaverse. And I think we're also at a technological tipping point as well with software and infrastructure tools, like NVIDIA and Unreal Engine, for example,
Yes.
where the mass adoption of those particular tools and the amount of people and data that they can process and host concurrently at one time means that it's become a bit of a feasible project to undertake. So where if you look at what Second Life has been going for 20 years, but it's
Yes.
never really grown the platform. They've never reinvested the money that they make back into the platform. So as a case study, it's really interesting because it's proven that the metaverse as a concept, open
Yes.
world, sandbox worlds can work, especially with functioning economies, where people can actually make money from the things that they create.
Yeah.
But it's a perfect use case of what happens if you don't reinvest back into the platform to grow the infrastructure, to grow the platform, to give back to the creators, to give them more tools. And what's happened is that the owners of Second Life Linden Lab have basically stagnated because I think it got bought over by a private equity firm, and all they've done is done more things to wring how much money they can get out of people rather than saying, we bought this, let's actually do something really clever with it. And of course, now you've got all these other games coming along or sandbox platforms that are going to try and take that away.
Let's talk about Metanomic, because that's what's interesting for me is what you're doing. It's something that's not, well, it's new. It's a new concept, at least as far as I understand. What's Metanomic about? Yeah,
so we're actually developing a video game ourselves.
Okay.
And it's a play and earn video game. It's based on a large scale MMO type sandbox.
Yeah.
And we really wanted a very complex economy behind it. We didn't want to do anything with tokens because we recognize as soon as you launch a token, all you're doing is inviting external market forces to basically mess with the whole thing.
Makes sense.
And that's why games like Axie Infinity are kind of struggling now, because essentially people have just come and placed a bet on the token and they don't really care about the game. And as a result, the value of the token has gone sky high. Great, I'm rich. But it also means I've locked out the people that I was trying to tap into, which is people who wanted to play a game to earn from it.
Yes.
So we built this engine, economic engine, an economic system, because we couldn't see anything on the market that really addressed all of this. And then we thought, as part of the game, this is actually something that could be spun out of the game development and actually sold as a developer tool itself. So because nobody has actually built an economy system for game devs who want to build MMOs or other games based on economics. But two, the way that we've built it and the way it bridges into the crypto world and keeps it kind of safe from all those kind of external market forces is something that we've never seen before either.
How exactly does that bridge work?
So we've got an in-game economy layer, and then we have an external player-to-player marketplace layer that's pegged on a stable coin, and that's in a sovereign sidechain that's not external. And then if you want to build a bridge into crypto land and exchanges and all that kind of stuff, and third-party wallets, then you have that option as well. So you basically got 3 layers of options for your economy, but the first 2 are actually protected from what's going on
So, but I mean, with NFTs now and this massive backlash that this gaming community has with it, and I'm probably going to get a lot of flame for this, but gaming companies or developers have been ripping off gamers for years. This is nothing new. So why are they taking a stand on NFTs now?
Well, NFTs are still in developer control. It's still a developer saying, we've made this and we want you to buy it. And obviously the promise is that you own the item. Well, I mean, in-game items have been owned for years without blockchain and without NFTs, but what we see as as the reverse of that play is actually just giving it all to the players and the creators rather than us controlling what you guys buy. It should be up to the players to generate that wealth between themselves and to say, I've made this, do you want to buy it from me? Not me as a developer saying, I've made this, there's 10,000 different colors of it and you must buy one of them. That kind of nonsense, because that's just money in the game developer's pocket, which obviously they need revenue, but it's just another kind of microtransaction. And it doesn't really move the conversation forward. It doesn't move the industry forward. It's not a new revenue model that's sustainable, because NFTs are kind of tagged to that external market forces, where it goes up and where it goes down. So you pay $500 one day for your NFT, and then tomorrow you wake up because of the way that the markets are going right now, and it's only worth 10. So why is that a benefit to the players?
I can hear that. I hear what you're saying. It's just funny that the line in the sand is here, because we've had things in the past like, no, don't. I mean, what was it? Cyberpunk 2077. Don't pre-order the game. Don't pre-order the game. Everyone pre-ordered. Look what happened. So it's just interesting for me. Is like this is now the line in the sand, and it's coming at an interesting time. But I guess you have to sort of draw the line somewhere.
Yeah, I mean, it is a cynical cash grab. I mean, I love being a part of this industry, but at the same time, I will take pot shots at things that I see just are rubbish and not working and scams. You've got games out there that are designed on purpose to encourage pyramid schemes, where the value of or the buy-in price becomes so high that you're forced to work for someone to basically work off a debt to then start making money 9-10 weeks later. And it's how is that fun? That's a job.
Like real life.
It's a job.
If I wanted to do this, I would fucking go outside. That's not to me like video gaming. I started. Oh, what was the first video game you played? I started with Super Mario Brothers. That was, I think most people start there. But before Mario Brothers, obviously the thing that went up and down with the ball. What was that called? That was what we all.
Yeah, had. That was Pong. I mean, that was. Yeah, I'm a lot older than you are. So I mean, my first gaming console was an Atari VCS.
Wow.
With Pac-Man, and before that you had Game and Watch, the little things that you could, with the little LCD man catching balls and stuff.
For me, that's the beauty, and that was the fun. It was like, no external dynamics and whatever. It's like I put this cartridge in, going from NES to SNES to Mega Drive, and I think sort of when Sony came, we lost a bit of that with the disc drive, because it was just a cartridge. You blow, if it doesn't work, you blow on it, you put it in, and it's sort of and then we go. But this is the debate now between centralized and decentralized, is how can we have decentralized things with companies like Microsoft, that just acquired Activision, 69 billion. And we're just going on, oh yeah, cool, 69 billion, whatever. But I mean, that's a pretty big deal.
Yeah, there's a lot of things to iron out. We're in the kind of sort of very embryonic stages. I mean, there's an interesting parallel, which is free-to-play games. Free-to-play games were absolutely lambasted 10 years ago when they came out. Yes. Nobody wanted them, and of course that now it's a preferred model, because you remove any barrier to play the game. Yes. And then you give the players the option to buy cosmetic items and things like that if they want to look cool. Look at Fortnite. Yeah. You buy battle passes and things like that. Fortnite made something ridiculous. They crossed 1 billion in terms of in-game sales. Very, very quickly as a result of that, because people wanted, they wanted the funky umbrella, or they wanted their axe to look like something else. Yeah. And that's and I think what we're seeing with the whole blockchain games and things like that is that they're removing that choice at the moment because they want the money. Yes. And again, the way that we design Metanomic and the way we design the game as well is that it's a game first, and you give the players the option to play the game, and they're not going to be disadvantaged if they never engage in anything else to do with play and earn. That's an option that if you as a player spend 10 hours learning the systems and stuff like that, and then say, I want to make this item, and you make the item, and then you say, right, well, I can sell this item on the marketplace, so you sell me, you put your gun that you've made out of the resources in the game, kind of sort of thing, and you designed it, and it's got its own stats and stuff, and you basically sell it on the marketplace. And I come along and I go, well, do you know what? I can't be bothered grinding for 20 hours to learn how to make this, so I'm just going to buy it from you instead. Saves me a bit of time. Yeah. And that's you're being paid for the time and effort to learn the game and have fun. Your version of fun in the game, and I come along and go, well, this is fun for me because I've cut out the grinding part and I can just get on and have fun doing what I want to do. Yeah. But you're not disadvantaged because you've learned the system. And I'm not disadvantaged because I didn't learn the system. It's just, and everybody around you is not disadvantaged either. But it's the win. That's the win-win that you want, right? Yeah, it's not pay to win. I don't buy the biggest ship from the developer like they do in Star Citizen. Yeah. So Star Citizen is like, I pay $10,000. I've got the best ships and everything, all the equipment and whatnot, and you can only afford to buy in the game at the bottom level. So it's where I've seen the proliferation of this was, I think, in mobile gaming. It's very big there. Everyone at a core level is considered a gamer now, because if you have any app on your phone that you can, if it's Candy Crush, or my wife plays Design Home Makeover, which if they could just delete that app, please, I would be very thankful, because in-app purchases, and it's the way those games are designed, is that to progress quicker, and they make it so easy. It's a touch of a button. It's not like put in your car details, whatever. It's just boom, 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 and it's that dopamine hit, right? It's that dopamine that gets you. And we're seeing this, more cheaper smartphones, but not necessarily cheaper in spec wise. I mean, you've got Xiaomi and Oppo and those guys pushing the Indian market with high-end chipsets, flooding the market. So games like PUBG and what else was online are it's not going to go away. It's actually, my opinion, just going to get worse. Yeah, that's, there has to be some protection for the gamer, even for like young people as well. So I mean, I don't think, thankfully, I don't think that there are age restrictions in place for kids who want to play to earn games, but you can't, because there's obviously there's potentially wallet restrictions and things. But anyone savvy enough can, at the end of the day, you download it's a browser extension to download MetaMask, and then grab your mother's credit card stick some fiat in the wallet and buy some ether, and away you go. And and it's no different from grabbing your parents' credit card and then buying something on Game Pass or whatever, or on a mobile game and all those microtransactions.
The more things change, the more they stay the same. I know
stay the same,
cliche, but I mean, most probably my 3-year-old could do it. I have a question for you relating to my 3-year-old, and he's turning 4 now. If I want to introduce him to the gaming industry, or let's just call it games, in a safe and responsible manner, because there's a wrong way and there's a right way. When I look at online gaming, I've seen a couple of friends that play online. I play offline mostly, and it can be a toxic environment. And I believe there's a great benefit to games, but also there is, like everything, every good thing has a bad side. What's the best way to introduce, like, from a 4, 5, 6-year-old child to games?
Oh, I mean, you can introduce them to offline games, any offline game that allows them to, I guess, stretch their imagination and build. The Lego ones are quite interesting because, I mean, there's context in terms of different types of movie franchises that they were developed in, and then of course you've got Minecraft, which is great because kids absolutely eat that up. And then when you're comfortable, you can go into like Roblox, for example, where you're still a kind of sort of protected environment. You can still play other people's games. It's online, but you're not subject to that kind of sort of runaway, press this and I get the next thing because it cost me $10, and you don't get a shock when you look at your next statement. So there's still levels of protection in there. But yes, I would start them off offline and get them sort of au fait with the controls, how things move around, what interests them from a child and gamer perspective. And then Minecraft and Roblox are probably the easiest steps forward in terms of a creator kind of environment where they can just make things. I mean, I would probably go straight into Minecraft because you important,
that creating,
because it's
don't be a consumer, be a creator, right?
Yeah, because I mean, you can spin up your own private server. That's the thing. It allows you to just create your own world procedurally, and then just run about and start learning how to build things in there. And that's how people move from Minecraft into Roblox, because they understand the building process. And they're not subject to like the toxicity or anything else like that.
Theo, thank you so much for joining me. Before I let you leave, how far away are we from virtual reality becoming mainstream, if you just put on your futurist hat for a moment?
Probably far away, to be honest.
Far away.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that a long time ago in a galaxy far away. That might be. I think we're in for another couple of cycles, but at least. I think that we're always playing catch up with the technology dream. The fact that you still have to stick something on your head to experience it is always going to be a problem. There are obviously cost considerations as well. It's not really as accessible as people make out. I think the biggest shift that we'll see is when people twig that augmented reality is on your phone, and there's like 7 billion devices out there. You've got instant traction there, but we have to find proper use cases for it, things that people want to use. Nobody wants to go shopping with a headset on, right? So one, nobody wants to go shopping with a headset on. Two, nobody wants to go shopping in a virtualized environment that looks exactly like the shopping center that you would visit in real life. Where's the fun in that? Seriously, why would I want to pick up my controller or keyboard and mouse and physically walk in a virtual environment, and that takes as long as it would, if not longer? The whole point is that I do that, and I'm on the web. It's like there's a website, there's a category, boom, I've bought an item. But in the virtual environment and VR and everything else, you're forced to walk around and stuff and pretend that you're trying on something, and it's like, this doesn't work.
But big tech wants you to let it work. You know what I mean? It's like if you
Oh,
look
yeah,
at the
yeah,
amount
yeah.
of money that they're pushing, they really want you to do it. But I don't know how long they can keep the hype up for.
Well, I mean, the VR hasn't even taken off properly in the corporate world. That just
Yes.
tells you.
Yeah. Theo, if the people want to go and check out Metanomic and catch up with you, where can they do that?
You can find out more about Metanomic at metanomic.net. You can find me online either on LinkedIn or on Twitter, where I mostly hang out and annoy Elon Musk.
I will put this link in the comments. Theo, thank you so much for joining us. To our listeners, peace, love, and prosperity. We'll catch you in the next one. Cheers.